Hi, I'm Duane Nickull, Twitter handle Duane Chaos. I'm one of the Adobe Evangelists, and this is a series on LiveCycle ES for Java developers, how to work with the LiveCycle ES client-side SDKs. In the previous ones, we set up the development environment, we made an EJB call to LiveCycle ES server, and then we made a SOAP call to the LiveCycle ES2 server. This one, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to take our skeleton code that we've written from the previous examples, and we're going to work with the signature client service, and we're going to add a digital signature programmatically, a signature field programmatically to a PDF document and invoke this over SOAP. So we're going to send in a PDF and get our PDF returned with the signature field on it. This is very easy to do, luckily. All the code samples from Scott McDonald and Tyler Rushton have made this very, very simple for Java developers. If you haven't done so yet, contact us here at the show, get a LiveCycle ES2 DVD sent out to you with a special developer license, and we'll point you at this quick start library, and you can get going and coding with this right away. Let's get started, shall we? I've got the same client code that I've had in the previous examples. And we're basically using the SOAP endpoint. And we've got a couple to-dos here. So we're creating a signature service client. This is being created by passing in the connection properties from and the service client factory as a parameter. And we're taking the input file, that's at C Munich test PDF, and we're going to add a signature field to it. Now, if we look at the signature API. The signature API for this particular call takes a number of different parameters. The method signature takes an in document, the name of the field, the page number that we're going to put it on, and a couple of other parameters. And we can see these when we start to work with the code at the bottom. So before we do this, we're going to have to set up a signature field name. And this can just be a simple string, so we'll call it signature field 1. So it's field name, and we'll say, just pass it a string here, signature field 1, all lowercase. Maybe we'll even spell it correctly just for this show. Now when you lay out a signature, the signature field has to have 4 position coordinates on it, and these are the lower left hand X and Y rather than the top X and Y, and there's a reason for that that I'll explain. Most signature fields are in fact added to the lower side of a document. So in order to position it, the minimum number of integers we're going to have to pass it is the X, Y from the lower left, and then the height and the width. And with that information, LiveCycle ES's SDK can then draw the box, or the LiveCycle ES can draw the box on for the signature. So we're going to add our position rectangle, and we're going to create a new one. So we'll call ours the post, and this is going to be the 4 coordinates we just talked about. And we'll feed it the values of 10, 10, and we'll say 133 for the width and 25 for the height. And that should be adequate. The next thing we're going to have to do is specify the page number for the signature field to go on. Now our position is that this test document is only 1 page long anyhow, but imagine you had a document that was several pages long. You do have to pass it this value. So we'll just use a Java lang integer for this. And we'll call this one page number. Create the constructor method for that. And we'll set the value for that at 1. And now we finally get to the meat of this, and this is where we add the method call to place the signature field on the doc. So if you remember when we set up our code up above, we have our in document. This is the one we're going to do. We're going to create the sig field doc. It's a PDF document. And this will equal, we're going to call our signature client, which is up at the top, sign client. This is taken from this particular line of code. And we're going to invoke the add visible signature field. So there's an invisible one as well. This is used for certifying documents. And we can see here that the add signature field first takes the document as argument 0, the string that corresponds to the field name as argument 1, because you have to have a way of referencing these later if there's more than one signature field on a document, and then the position rectangle. So let's start with this. So our document itself will be the in-doc, and the second argument will be field name. Third argument will be our position rectangle. Oops, sorry, it won't. It will be our page number. This is the position rectangle here. And we could optionally set the the MDP options. So in this case, we're just going to put null on this one, and we'll overwrite this one as null too. And that is pretty much all we have to do to make the call. Now we've got no red X's on this. At this point, we'll shrink it down and run it. And wait till the red X tells us it's terminated running. And we should go and see our ADC3, and we'll open this up. And if we scroll down to the lower left-hand side, we see in fact that we have a signature field that's placed on our document. I'm Duane Nickull. I'm one of the Adobe Evangelists. Try this out yourself. This is very, very easy to do, and it's a great series of tutorials from the guys from the ES2 team. Peace, love, may your code compile on the first try.